Hey there, welcome to the North Dallas Real Estate Market Update Report for May 2022 with Alex Piech with Evolve Real Estate Group with eXp Realty. Today, I'm excited to break down where we are for the month of May, basically looking back to let you know what happened in the last 30 days and what's going on in the real estate market. So let's dive right in and let's talk about what is happening in the market. Obviously, interest rates are probably one of the biggest, hottest topics in the market right now. Interest rates are up over 2% since January. That is a massive increase in interest rates. To put that into perspective, a 1% increase in interest rate affects a buyer's affordability in purchasing power by 10%. So essentially, buyers have lost about 20% of their purchasing power with these increased interest rates. And a lot of people are speculating, what is that going to do to real estate? Is the market slowing down? Are home values going to come down? So we're going to talk all about that as we review the actual data instead of just speculating. We're going to look on what's actually happening and keeping our finger to the pulse of the market and bringing to you guys what I'm actually seeing in the street. So let's turn on my screen here. I'm going to show you, as we always do, the North Dallas Real Estate Market Update Report for May. So this is really hot off the presses here. And let's just dive right into it. So what you're going to notice is there are 2,195 total homes in the North Dallas market on the market. However, 1,442 already have an offer accepted. So that's 65% pending ratio. Now, to put that into perspective, in last month's market update report, we were at 69%. So we've seen the number of pending homes come down slightly, which means there's going to be more inventory available for buyers. Now, the average price point, that kind of hot spot in the market, continues to be that $400,000 to $600,000 price range. The pending contracts continue to outpace new listings, and it's about the $1.1 million mark before those lines kind of invert. That's been holding pretty steady over the last several months. And obviously, the market is still hot. Homes that are coming on the market are selling at a very high clip. About 6,000, just shy of 6,000 homes have sold in the North Dallas market in the last 6 months. In that same time frame, 615 homes came on the market and failed to sell. So that's about 10% of the homes hitting the market are not successfully selling. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on in the coming months. Now, as we scroll down and we look at how quickly are homes selling? Well, the homes that are selling, we're still seeing selling very quickly. A good home, good condition, priced appropriately, is selling and getting offers within 5 days on the market. And that's also been holding over the last several months as well. The list price to sales price ratio. So that's basically when a house is offered on the market, how much do we expect that home to sell for? Well, the median list price to sales price ratio is 106.8. So nearly 107%. So home sellers are getting about 7% more than their asking price. And that number is up about 1% to 1.5% from this time last month. Now, let's look at these two graphs. We're looking at median prices. Now, you see here, this is really important. Interest rates started to rise in February. March was really the big month where rates shot up. And yet home values in April, in May, ticked up and have been holding somewhat steady. While the days on market have actually been holding right at 5 days on market since interest rates have gone up. So what we've not seen is interest rates affecting home values or how quickly homes are selling. So it's really important to keep in mind because it contradicts what most people are probably hearing through some of the major news stations out there. And we'll get into that here in a second. But let's scroll down to my favorite part of this whole thing, the map, where you can break down at any point, as you know, below the video, I always put all the hyperlinks, not just to the North Dallas, but into the Frisco, Plano, Prosper, Salina, McKinney. If you want to break down your specific home in your specific area by price bracket, you can absolutely do that. Now, as you can see, the market is very, very, very active. Right up into about that $1 million mark, we're seeing high 60 to 70% pending ratios. And then it's starting to tick down into the 30s and 40% in the higher price point markets. But you'll see over here in the last column, list price to sales price ratio, they're still at that 106, 107, 104. Now, the good news is if you scroll down a little bit and we look at the overall market, you'll see the month's supply of inventory. That's basically how many homes are sitting on the market based on the strong buyer demand. How quickly would those homes be absorbed? And you see it's still well below 1 month. It's at 0.8. But I want to put that in perspective here. And I'm going to go back to the full screen so we can talk to you here. So let me put some things into perspective so you can see what's happening, because there is starting to be a shift in the market. Let's be really clear about that. To educate yourself as a buyer or seller, you need to know what's happening. And that's my job, is to bring that information to you guys. So when we look at inventory, there's right now 753 homes available for contracting, which is awesome. That is a 220 home increase in just the last 30 days. Last month, we were at 523. We're at now 753. So 220 more homes available for buyers to choose from. So we've seen an uptick in inventory. Obviously, the month's supply of inventory has gone up. And at the same time, the pending ratio has come down by about 3%. So what does that mean? Well, that means the market is still red hot. Homes are still selling in 5 days. They're still selling over asking price. And we have not seen a slowdown or downturn in really values or the speed of the market. There are slightly fewer buyers in the market. You know, some buyers have now changed price points because of the increasing interest rates. So we are going to be really looking at different price ranges here in the foreseeable future to see how they are specifically impacted by interest rates. One of the reasons I believe we're not seeing a drastic downturn in the market is because we still have such a high relocation out of state buyers coming to DFW. About 350 per day, 97,000 in total last year relocated to the market. And these people are coming from parts of the country like California, New York, New Jersey, Chicago, where home values are significantly higher than ours. So when they sell their home, they're coming with large percentages of cash. So even though the interest rates have gone up, they're still taking out very small mortgages, and some are paying cash. Therefore, the increase in interest rates has not had an impact. So if you're a seller, here's my advice to you. If you've been on the fence about selling, you've probably come darn near close to the peak. We may see home values slightly continue to appreciate. I believe we will see small appreciation throughout the rest of the year, and then eventually we are going to flatline. I don't believe you are going to see a market correction or downturn in values in DFW. There's too much demand, not enough supply. New builders can't keep up with what's going on here. So because of that, I think you're going to see a flattening of the home appreciation curve. Okay, very similar to what we had in 2019. Most people don't realize, but there was only about a 1.5% appreciation in home values in most of the North Dallas markets. Now, if you're a home buyer, rates are probably right now at the time of this recording in the low 5% range. Now, for some, that's going to be a shock because we're used to 2.75% and 3%. Here's what I can tell you. I've been doing this for nearly 20 years. 5% is still a historically low rate. With that said, you're going to want to take advantage earlier in the market than waiting, because all forecasts are pointing to 6+% mortgage interest rates. Yesterday, from the day that we're recording this, the Fed just moved interest rates by 0.5%, the federal borrowing rate there. And that's the largest increase that we've seen in, I think it was 20 years that they've said. So you're going to see rising rates to hedge inflation, okay? Now, the thing is, you want to keep in mind, those rates don't necessarily impact mortgage rates exactly 100%. Mortgage rates right now at the 5.25% already have baked into them the market sentiment of what's going to be happening with the Federal Reserve, all of the increases that they've already said they're going to be making through 2022 and possibly into 2023. So I don't believe we're going to see massive changes in the interest rates like we saw in the first quarter. Don't believe we're going to see 2% increase in rates. We're probably going to see rates somewhere in that 5.25 to 6.25 price throughout the rest of the year. So if you're a buyer, you're probably going to want to jump in, try to find the right home. And the good news is there's more inventory to choose from. So that's a really shining, kind of bright spot in the market, because inventory has been the #1 challenge in the real estate market now here in North Dallas for at least the last 3+ years. We have not been able to get to that normalized market of about 5 to 6 months supply of inventory. That is a balanced, neutral market. We're still below 1 month. However, I believe this time next month, when we come to you with what will be the June edition, don't be surprised if that month supply of inventory, which went up from 0.5 to 0.8, gets over 1%, and we see more homes on the market and a slight slowdown in the number of contracts, that pending ratio. So hopefully you guys got some great knowledge. You have a better understanding of what's happening in the North Dallas market. You feel more educated, more secure. Real estate market is still very stable. There's still lots of opportunities. So if you have any question about how this impacts your ability to sell your home or buy a home, below in this video, you have all of our contact information, including a Zoom link. You can set up a private video chat call. I'd love to meet with you. We do it every single week with people all across the Metroplex, including people who are relocating from out of state. And we set up a little buyer consultation, seller consultation strategy call, talk about the market, talk about your wants, your needs, and your desires, and put an awesome game plan for you to be able to execute and take advantage of the opportunities in today's market. I appreciate you guys spending some time and getting a little bit of an update on what's happening here in the May 2022 real estate market update for Dallas, Texas. We will see you on next month's June edition of the Real Estate Market Update Report. In the meantime, feel free to check out the rest of the videos on our channel. If you have any questions, give us a call, shoot us an email, or schedule an in-person video chat. We'd love to meet you. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.